What happened?
Hello and welcome, Kerry here from Healing Humanity, the power of a proper human diet, along with
Adam Lacey from Healing Humanity. Howdy, everybody.
we are live in
Boston,
not to be confused with
Austin,
which we're going to be at.
Hack Your Health.
We need to stop talking like this. We are in Boston. We just filmed Professor Thomas Seyfried, Cancer as a Metabolic Disease with Metabolic Treatments. We did that yesterday. Should we talk about that a little bit? The purpose of this live stream is we're going to give you guys a little background, some updates on Healing Humanity, the documentary. We've been really busy filming all over the country. We've got some exciting news and events coming up. We got some fun pictures for you, and we're here to answer any questions you may have. Just post them with a QQQ and let us know. Where should we start?
We should start by saying thank you for being here. We appreciate you, and everybody just kind of tell us where you're from in the chat. So not specifically, don't put your address, but city, state, something like that. And yeah, we want to see where everybody's from.
And let us know what you're eating. What did you eat today? Did you have a good steak? We got a couple people chiming in already. Here's what Adam and I were eating all day today.
Oreos. Breakfast of champions.
We got a few left. Lots of cookies in this place. Professor Seyfried wouldn't be happy with all the cookies here.
Right.
So we filmed Professor Seyfried yesterday, and it was incredible. We got to go to Boston College. What were your impressions on Boston College?
Absolutely stunning, beautiful campus. It looked like something out of a fairy tale or a picture book. It was incredible. Yeah. It was absolutely beautiful.
I was saying, just walking around, I'm like, where I'm from, you'd have to pay admission to get into some place like this. Like the gardens, the flowers, the trees, the architecture, the building. Adam and I went in the day prior to get some B-roll, which was a very good decision. Because yesterday when we went to film Professor Seyfried, it was raining out all day. So we got some nice sunny B-roll. We got some exterior of the Boston College sign outside. And we got to figure out the lay of the land a little bit.
Right, especially with trying to get indoors with the gear.
It was very confusing and hard to get to the building we needed to because you basically had to get there on foot. And when we arrived, it was pouring rain out. So we got there. We met Professor Seyfried, which is kind of surreal. You've watched him on YouTube 1,000 times. He's been on so many great videos. I think I first watched him with Dr. Chafee. But he's done a video with everyone. He's on Dr. Barry's channel as well.
Yeah, he's like a living legend.
Yeah.
Phenomenal guy, great character. I mean, the knowledge that man has needs to be spread as far and wide as possible. And I truly believe that down the road, Dr. Seyfried is going to be, he's going to be a household name.
Yeah, he needs to be for sure. So if you guys aren't familiar with Professor Seyfried, you should learn more about him. He's all over the internet, but his big thing that he talks about a lot is cancer is a metabolic disease with metabolic treatments. My whole life, everyone I know that was diagnosed with cancer, myself included, I was diagnosed with squamous cell cancer in my ears several years ago. Everyone I know diagnosed with cancer is told it's a fluke. It's genetics. We don't know why. But what we're learning from Professor Seyfried is I think in many, 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 many cases, it's probably due to chronic inflammation, which leads to mitochondrial misfunction. And most people are chronically inflamed from what?
Sugar, seed oils.
The crappy food we're eating that we were never intended to eat, that we eat for months and months and years, it turns into decades and decades. And before you know it, you have cancer rates that are just through the roof. People in their 40s and 50s getting these advanced stage cancers. Everyone should be shocked about it, but it just slowly happens. So it's kind of normalized. But in many of those cases, probably just from the foods you're eating. You can get it from smoking cigarettes. You can get it from radiation. You can get it from all sorts of things. But in many cases, I think we're causing our own cancers from eating highly inflammatory foods. That was the interesting part because nobody talks about prevention.
Right.
There's two components to it. If you were eating a proper human diet since birth, this is my own opinion. I don't think I would get cancer. Started out as a baby in ketosis, ate a proper human diet, didn't smoke cigarettes or get any radiation or anything like that. the odds of getting cancer, I think, are very slim to none. Who knows? Maybe there's a fluke or something in there, but that's the prevention part of it. The other part of it, what do you do once you get cancer? And that's another thing Professor Seyfried, we learned a lot about yesterday when filming him. They're putting together all sorts of procedures. They have the push pulse method.
Right.
They're putting together a paper with like actual instructions on how to implement all of this. But Jeff DeProsperous has been doing a lot of this. It's metabolic therapy. It's fasting and using a strict ketogenic carnivore diet. And a lot of the folks that are doing that are finding that they need a lot less chemotherapy medicine, that the chemotherapy is a lot more bearable, that they fix all of these other things. That was incredible. Professor Seyfried was talking about that. They're doing metabolic therapy for cancer, but then they're like, well, my type 2 diabetes is going away. I have more energy. My mood is better, and all these other things start improving, which enables them to have a stronger immune system and the cancer to heal quicker. So
absolutely. Yeah, and that paper that they were writing, or one of the students was writing, was Derek Lee. So if you can actually look up, Boston College, Derek Lee, and I think they were supposed to publish that paper today on his research. So I can't remember the exact title of that paper, but when I get a few minutes after this live stream, I'm going to check that out.
Yeah.
So.
Derek Lee, shout out, and the rest of his team. So we were expecting to just film and interview Professor Seyfried, which we were so thankful to do, and we did. But then afterwards, we had the opportunity to also interview several members of his team that work on the lab there. And initially, we were thinking we're going to interview him in his office at the desk, but we got the opportunity to actually interview him right in the working environment of the lab where a lot of this research and stuff is going down. So that was pretty incredible. You want to know one thing we'll talk about? Is people are jumping on here. If you have questions for us, shoot us a QQQ. But one thing that was remarkable was the conversation we had with Frederico.
Yes, very bright young man.
He is working on GBM. It's a glioblastoma, the brain, the horrible brain cancers people get. They live 8 to 12 months on average. And one of the things he was researching was the ethics of all of this and the ethics of the current treatment they're using for these GBMs. And basically what he was telling me was they have a current standard of care for GBM, and it's brutal in many cases. The patient has to shave their head, and they put this thing on their head that basically pulses electricity into the brain. They do radiation, they do chemo, they do all of these things. Well, they have so much data on this. What Frederico was telling us was what they found is back in the day before they did the standard of care with the shaved head and the radiation and all that, 8 to 12 months. That's how long people lived on average. And they have thousands of records of this. They have a lot of data on this, 8 to 12 months. Now, under the new standard of care, where they shave their head, put the electricity in the brain, radiation, chemotherapy, all that stuff, do you guys know how long they live? 8 to 12 months. It's precisely the same amount of time before when they weren't doing anything. The only difference is now they're irradiating their brain, causing all sorts of suffering, hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like, what do these treatments cost by the time all the bills add up? And the outcome is 8 to 12 months, which is precisely the same as before. And so Frederico was telling us he is calling up different oncologists and people that are treating these GBMs, and he's not doing it to be confrontational. He's just like, here's the data. Like, why are we doing this sort of treatment when we have this data here? And why is everyone ignoring metabolic therapies? Why not just have it as another tool in the toolbox to offer people? You could still do all those things. You know, it's your decision if you were to unfortunately get the GBM. It's entirely your decision.
Absolutely.
Maybe you decide chemo is best for you, radiation is best for you, but to not have the option of metabolic therapy when it's helping so many people, there's so many examples of it out there helping people. It's a tragedy. That's why, like you said earlier, everyone needs to know Professor Seyfried's name and his work. If you're diagnosed with cancer or you have a loved one, who isn't watching this right now that doesn't know someone touched by cancer? Professor Seyfried, if you just Google his name, Boston College, his site comes up and his email address is right on there. You can email him if you want to get their metabolic therapy packet. Like, he's put this whole informational thing together on our website, healinghumanity.movie/cancer. We have a cancer action plan we put together. It's completely free. It has links to Professor Seyfried. It has Jeff's regimen. It has a video that Dr. Tony Hampton helped us put together on cancer as a metabolic disease. So it's all free if you're interested in learning more. It's at healinghumanity.movie.
Do we have the link on there for the contact for Seyfried on there yet?
We don't. I should probably add it.
Make a note of that.
Yeah. He is. I can't imagine how many emails he gets. He was telling us a little bit about it. People get diagnosed with cancer and they want help and they're desperate and they don't have hope. That's the biggest thing we learned. We learned a lot more that we're going to talk about in the documentary. You guys are going to have to watch the documentary to see most of that. But that is one of the biggest things I have learned from both Professor Seyfried, Jeff DeProsperous, Jason, all these other individuals, Ronnie Campbell. When you're diagnosed with cancer, you must take things into your own two hands. You have to be your own advocate. You have to study up on the particular type of cancer you're having, and you have to make a plan. You can't just say, just tell me what to do. Whatever the doctor says, I'm going to just do that. And I get it, because imagine you're diagnosed with cancer. You got so much on your mind. You just want to, well, you tell me, you're the expert. You tell me what to do. But that's the biggest mistake. You need to decide what to do. You need to just slow down, decide what to do, and make yourself a plan and take things into your own two hands.
Yeah, I'm glad that you and Jeff decided to put that cancer action page together to give people at least a starting point for, taking charge of their own life and taking charge of their condition and improving their health, or potentially even staving off something as horrible as cancer. So, yeah.
Right. I'm glad we did it too. Huge shout out to Jeff DeProsperous. People have been asking about Jeff. What's going on with Jeff? Quick update on Jeff. Jeff is awesome. Jeff is incredible. And what I love about Jeff is he's very smart. He's focused on his health and he's focused on his family. So if you guys try to be nice, because you guys are awesome and you care about Jeff, so you keep asking about him. But if you don't see him on YouTube for a while, it's because he's focused on his health, which he should be, and he's focused on his family, which he should be. Putting 100% into that is way more important than doing updates on YouTube to the public. But with that said, he messaged me yesterday or the day before, and he said he wants to do an update. He said he wants to come on my channel and do an update sometime next week. So stay tuned for that. We'll get you an update from Jeff. So checking on the chat here, we got some good comments. What else about Professor Seyfried? Oh, the last thing I'll say on the cancer, you got to take things into your own two hands, right? The other big piece of advice is you have to have a plan. You have to have hope. That is the biggest thing I have learned from so many people. They all say the same thing. They're diagnosed with cancer. They're hopeless. Well, of course it's hopeless. You're diagnosed with cancer. That's one thing. But a bigger part of the reason they're hopeless is because they go to the doctor and it's only standard of care. This is it. You can get chemo and that's it. You can go eat whatever you want. You can go do whatever you want. There's nothing else you can do. And that is not true. There are many other things you could do. Jeff, in his regimen, I don't even know where his regimen's at now. 15 things on his regimen.
Yeah, we need to add to that.
None of those things any of his doctors recommended. Those are all things he had to come up with research, from help from Professor Seyfried, from Dr. Anthony Chafee, from doing his own research. Exercise, cold plunge, sauna, supplements. There's all sorts of things you can be doing in addition. But the main thing is, when you put all those things together, you have something that you didn't have before that's very important. That's a plan. That's hope and a plan and something to work towards, instead of just being passive and taking the chemo and just kind of going along with things. So,
yeah, it's definitely understandable that somebody would feel hopeless, and with the current makeup, the way that things are with cancer care today, or cancer non-care, I should say. Some of it's probably, effective for some, but by and large, it's a broken system that, we're trying to make as many inroads as we possibly can and give people options. So
that was one of my favorite parts of yesterday with Professor Seyfried. He's been talking about this for a long time. Rightfully so. He is fired up about it. He's passionate about it. He's like, people are suffering. Why are we getting this so wrong? And I can be cynical at times, but when everything is driven 100% solely by profit, what do you end up with? This is your only option. And I can't wait to share some of his words and stories in the documentary, because he's fired up and he's passionate about this. And beyond all that, this man needs to be recognized. He doesn't want any recognition, but I want recognition for him.
Absolutely.
Adam wants recognition for him.
Worked his butt off.
worked his butt off. He's been talking about this stuff for 30 years. I'm so thankful to Jeff DeProsperous, who told me about Professor Seyfried, and then I started learning more. The first video I watched on Seyfried was 8 years old. It was Professor Seyfried at Boston College. He did a lecture called Cancer as a Metabolic Disease with Metabolic Treatments. And I watched this thing, and I felt ashamed. I felt mad, and I felt angry, like, how I've never heard any of this before. All of the loved ones I lost from cancer, it's a fluke. We don't know why. It's genetics. And then you watch that and you're like, no, I think we do know why in many cases. And he's been talking about this for 30 ye's now. So
That's just incredible.
Yeah.
And it's not mainstream by now. That makes me angry.
He's been talking about it for 30 years, right? And a lot of what he's talking
about.
It makes
me angry. Just imagine him.
But a lot of what he's talking about came from Otto Warburg 100 years ago. He had this stuff started figuring out, and then it got derailed, and it just got completely derailed. And don't get me wrong, Professor Seyfried's work has hugely expanded on what Otto Warburg's doing in discovering all sorts of new things. But Otto Warburg was talking about 100 years ago. Mm-hmm. Sugar, cancer feeds on sugar, like it's indisputable. And then you go in for your cancer treatment, and they're handing out these and Ensure. It's criminal. It's insanity. It's so backwards. Sorry, I'm going to get riled up and fired up about this, but that's why it's in the documentary. And cancer is in the documentary because this is just a reflection of the larger issue in the world. Humans have escaped so far from what is natural in everything we're doing, and we're getting sicker in every way. With obesity, with type 2 diabetes, with autoimmune disorders, fertility issues, and cancer. It's the further and further we escape from what's natural, the sicker we're getting. You can chart it on a graph. I bet my life on it. That is the issue. Return to what's natural for humans, and it's amazing how the body will heal. So Professor Seyfried is in the books. We backed up all the footage. Now it's time to edit all of it. Huge shout out to Adam yesterday. My goodness, man. He got some incredible footage. I got to sit and interview. The crazy thing was, were we in a time machine? We agreed with Professor Seyfried, can we get 2 hours of your time? This man's time is very important. He ended up staying for like 5 hours.
Yeah.
And by the end of it, my posture's no good. I was like this in the chair, but Adam was standing there the whole time with the camera, getting different angles on the gimbal, getting still shots, switching the cameras around as we're interviewing multiple people. We backed up all the footage, of course, but we started reviewing it and looking at it. I can't wait. I can't wait till we get the edit on with John and we can start sharing this with people.
Absolutely. Yeah, it started out, we were just supposed to interview Professor Seyfried. And once we got there, he wanted his associates to also be interviewed because he's proud of them. And so we spent another probably at least 3 hours interviewing 3 more individuals. So, which was Tomas, Federico, and Derek. Yep.
Derek Lee.
Yep.
All without saying, these are incredible individuals, but we're literally interviewing Tomas. He's like
geniuses,
doctor. They're like, yeah, I'm doing this for a couple of years, and then I'm going to Harvard, and then I'm going to do this, and then they're practicing medicine, and they're researching cancer. And that was crazy. It was very
awesome experience.
Amazing opportunity. Definitely a blessing, and we can't wait to share it with all of you. And this Healing Humanity journey, it is really picking up speed.
Yes.
We were, was it a week, 10 days ago? We were in North Carolina. We're traveling all over the world filming people. So for those of you that don't know, we were just 10 days ago or so, we went to North Carolina where we filmed
Rebecca Heichman.
Another incredible story. You had her on your channel.
Yep.
She's one of the few people, she wasn't on my channel. You had her on your channel. She's been on Dr. Chafee's channel. Mm-hmm. I think she's on Dr. Barry's channel.
Yep.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible individual.
Amazing story. Healed over 30 diseases, eating a strict carnivore diet. It was basically just lamb that was cooked from frozen from a special place. She healed 30 plus diseases inside of a year.
And her picture, her before picture, 69 pounds. And she didn't have an eating disorder. She was 69 pounds because she was dying. All of these different ailments, issues, and diseases that she was having. And she's only 32, 33.
33, yeah.
She's right around 33 right now. You can't even recognize her compared to the picture of her at 69. She is a picture of health and vitality and energy and life. And she's got a beautiful 10-month-old, absolutely adorable son who I see that and I just get, it fills my heart with joy. So happy to see that that child is going to grow up from a young age eating a proper human diet, as it should, not getting the child addicted to sugar and all these inflammatory foods and seed oils and garbage. Oh man, I'm so excited for her. We filmed her and just an incredible story. And Adam and I, when we go to film these individuals, we have motives, we have a mission. Like, we're going to film Rebecca because she's overcome 30 things. She's 69 pounds. She went carnivore. She's thriving now. That's the reason we go to film them. But every single person we've gone to film, we went for one reason, and then something bigger shows itself. Some wisdom we glean that we never would have imagined. And that happened every single time we filmed someone. Bill Knott, Jeff DeProsperous, Dr. Tony Hampton, now Rebecca. With Rebecca, we can't give all of this away, so we're just going to give you guys a little bit. You got to watch the documentary to see this. So I'm going to keep hyping up the documentary, but one of the things with Rebecca that she said that I just absolutely loved was, she's like, it's not that complicated. Humans overcomplicate it. Get out of the way, allow the human body to do what it was intended. In other words, don't put a bunch of highly inflammatory crap, garbage, food, poisons, toxins into your body. Give it the food it was intended. And it's absolutely a miracle how the body will just heal. It's just what it does, but nobody does that. We're all in a constant state of inflammation our entire lives. That becomes our new normal, and we think that's just the way it always is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get the heck out of the way.
Here's a bonus that I didn't know until we went down there. She actually wrote a book also. That chronicles her journey. And another thing that I'd like to note, that the people that we're going to film, we have a whole team of people behind us that are working to make sure that we have access to medical records and things like that. So we're verifying this stuff to make sure that, these are real stories. These are real, true stories of inspiration and something that somebody can look at and, gain hope from. So, I just wanted to throw that in there. Our team is doing amazing, amazing work, and can't thank them enough for what they're doing.
100%. Huge shout out to the team. And we are planning, we got some big things coming up, but soon we're planning on doing a rather large live stream. More details to follow on that, but we want to have the whole team there so you guys can meet them all and put a face to the names and see these incredible people. I've said it from the beginning. I'm going to continue saying that this isn't my documentary, Healing Humanity. It's ours. It's the whole community. It's Adam's. It's all of the volunteers that are helping us, and it's all of the members and people in the community that are helping. It's so much bigger than me and Adam. It's these important individual stories. Going back to Rebecca, though, one thing that also stood out in my mind, we were talking about this a little bit earlier. She has a beautiful property, and it's like life goals. Both Adam and I were looking at each other, life goals. She has this outbuilding, and it's like a little home gym, completely covered metal building. And then she's like, oh, let's go look in the back here. So you go in the back, there's a little thing you open up, and there's a hot tub on one side and a sauna on the other side. And shout out to Rebecca's husband, who's a master craftsman, apparently. It was legit. It was beautiful. Like, it wasn't like you're in a building and there's a hot tub and a sauna. He decorated it, designed it, so it was almost like bringing the outdoors indoors. There was a little path, and there was rocks, and there were plants, and it felt like you were outdoors indoors, but you had this hot tub, sauna, and gym all in one. So,
and that's all part of their plan, because they do retreats.
Yeah.
On their property and at their home. So that's all part of everything. When they do have a retreat, that's something that everybody partakes in, along with the classes and things like that. So
yeah, so check out Rebecca if you guys haven't. She does these retreats a couple times a year. Sometimes they'll rent like a big Airbnb, and now they're doing stuff on their property. But the thing with Rebecca too that was incredible was she's so darn smart. Like, not like I'm an old person, I'm 43, but she's 32 or 33, and she knows her stuff. She coaches people. The thing that I love too is she's not just coaching people like, just trust me. No, she was 69 pounds and she did this. She practices what she preaches, and she's helping so many people, and she's really passionate about it. And she's blessed and thankful that she's able to do something that she loves that's helping people. So she was incredible. We filmed her, and we literally jumped in the car, drove 4 hours to South Carolina from North Carolina to Charleston area to film Mimi. Again, Adam shouted out the team. Huge shout out to the team. We never would have filmed Mimi if not for our team of volunteers that's helping with the documentary. They brought her to our attention. I had her on my channel, and her story was incredible. What was Mimi's issues?
Rheumatoid arthritis, severe stroke complications, and Parkinson's.
Don't forget the Parkinson's.
Yeah.
As if that wasn't enough.
By the way.
Oh, there's one more too. She had a deadly blood infection that got in her bones. She was in the hospital for weeks. It should have killed her. Speaking of being your own advocate, thankfully she had a very strong son-in-law that advocated for her. She probably very much likely would be dead right now, if not for the son insisting, no, you're going to do more tests on her. There's something wrong. They're like, no, you're fine. Just don't worry about it. They were trying to discourage her from doing some more of those tests. I think you guys maybe have seen Mimi. If you haven't, I did a video with her. You can see it on my channel. One of the videos I did was called Bedridden No More. She was bedridden with the Parkinson's, and she's absolutely thriving now. Adam and I went to film her for those reasons, right? We learned so much more, which we're going to share in the documentary. But one of the coolest things with Mimi that I was so thankful for was my girls got to travel with us, and they were helping us film, and they're helping us move stuff around. And it was just some father-daughter time, just because I'm trying to keep a good balance. This documentary is literally taking over Adam's life, taking over my life. Adam still has to work. I still have to work. Adam still has family. I still have family. So we're trying to balance things out, but we're not
being tested to the max.
Right, we're not doing a very good job of that, right?
Right.
But we did a good job with Mimi because the girls came with, so I got to spend some time with Emma and Katie. But I was so thankful that they have this role model. They have this friend now in Mimi. Adam and I met Mimi, and we filmed her, just us. We didn't want to have a whole bunch of people there. It went incredible. Some of the shots you got were amazing.
Thank you.
What about her house? How would you describe Mimi's house or our setting for our film?
Essentially the same thing I said about Boston College. It looked like a picture book. It literally looked like the definition of a interior design textbook.
Right.
Everything was so perfect.
Stunning.
Amazing. Incredible.
Like a show house. Like if we were to make a feature film and had to have something like that, it would be out of reach budget-wise. It was just beautiful. We were joking. It's like we're in Martha Stewart's house right now.
Right.
Everything was perfect.
I never walk in some place and go, oh, I need to take my shoes off.
Right.
That was the first time I walked in some place and it felt like, yeah, I need to take my shoes off.
I need to take my shoes off. I need to go home. I need to take a shower.
Right.
I need to change my clothes and put on something nicer. I need to put a suit on before I go. No. But she was just so inviting, so welcoming, so awesome. Beautiful house. I'm rambling now. My long story short was I was so thankful that the girls got to meet her. We interviewed her during the day. The interview went amazing. We got some incredible shots, incredible story. But then she invited the girls over and Adam and myself later that night for dinner. And we ate the most incredible carnivore dinner that I've had in 400 days. And it's not exaggerated. I don't need to exaggerate. I don't need to hype up Mimi. We already got the interview, right?
Right.
Don't need to. It's the truth, man. Those beef shanks, I'm not going to stop talking about them. We were talking about them earlier. If I had a huge ribeye right here for Mimi's beef shanks, it wouldn't even take me I wouldn't blink an eye. I'd go for those beef shanks. Absolutely incredible. Opened my eyes up to new carnivore meals we could have. And the big game changer, that gravy, that incredible rich gravy.
Oh man, that was delicious.
I think it's the first time in 400 days I've had gravy on carnivore.
Right.
Because you're eating burgers and you're eating steaks and you're eating eggs and bacon. And you don't have a lot of gravy. This is legit 100% carnivore gravy.
If I had my choice of what to eat, I would definitely choose that over the stuff that I've been eating. But I just don't want to make it.
Right.
If somebody else made it, I would definitely.
That's the thing. That's why my girls got it so good. Emma's watching this right now, Katie. Every time they got to eat the beef shanks, I had to cook them. But I encourage you, Adam, cook them. It's not that hard. We got this little Dutch oven. You put them in there, and it just simmers for like 4 hours. It's really not that hard.
Yeah,
if you got to plan ahead though.
Right.
But you do it once, you're gonna be hooked.
I'm good at planning ahead because I sous vide a lot.
Right.
So.
Yeah. But I did make it more complicated. And this was Mimi's recipe, and this was the first time I did it. I dry aged those beef shanks in the refrigerator on a rack, and I did it for almost 3 days. Nice. So it does take a little longer if you do that, but I'd never done that before. And my hero, Dr. Anthony Chafee, who has life goals, the refrigerator that you open up and it goes, ah, and the light comes out. You can't see it, so shiny. It's just filled with steaks, dry aging. Those are my life goals. Well, I had 4 beef shanks on the bottom.
Oh, nice.
Baby steps. I'm getting closer. Someday I'm going to get the Dr. Chafee refrigerator.
Start somewhere.
Yeah. That was incredible. She also made us cube steak that was breaded with pork rinds, crushed up pork rinds.
Delicious.
Have you ever had crushed up pork rinds as breading?
I haven't, but I have had crushed up pork rinds in bread. So you basically just take eggs, crushed up pork rinds, and then a tablespoon of butter, and you can make a little mini hamburger bun.
Does it taste anything like
it? Tastes like bread.
Really?
Literally, yeah.
I watched someone on YouTube do that, and I was so impressed with how it turned out. Like that, you can put that in there, and you get that bread-looking thing. I don't know how it tastes, but I will say the crusted cube steak had no taste whatsoever like pork rinds. I would have thought, I would have bet $100 this is going to be kind of gross. This is going to taste pork rinds or crusty or greasy. Right. You would, I want to do a test with a non-carnivore. They would just think it's breading. They would just think it's regular, legit breading. So anyhow, I could talk about Mimi's food all the time. I'm hoping to do a live stream with Mimi coming up at some point. She's incredible. She's like a friend of the family. The girls, Emma, Katie, they're like, can we go to Aunt Mimi's house now? They absolutely fell in love with her. We got to go with Mimi to do a cold plunge. We have some photos too from our journey. You guys got to let us know if you want to see some of these photos. If you tell us you want to see them in the comments, we'll show you some of the photos. We got some photos from Mimi, Rebecca, everything. Jeff the Prosperous, Bill Knott. We got the whole deal. So
the only one that was lacking is Rebecca, just because we shifted a focus to me being more video centric for B-roll and things like that. We felt like we were lacking in that area quite a bit. So I have to pause the still photography, but now I think we have more of a balanced plan to where I can get more stills along with the B-roll. So moving forward, we should be good. We got a cool selfie with her. I got 1 or 2 in there when she was exercising too. I'm stealthy with the camera when Adam's not looking. I'm filming him filming or shooting him filming. Here's Kerry. He'd be taking photos of me right now, like this. We got Dr. Seafried on 3 cameras at one time, and then the number 4 right here. I had the little stealthy one on the bottom. I got a little short from my buddy Jeff. I got to send it. Speaking of Emma, as we were a minute ago, Emma, Katie, and Mimi. Huge shout out to Emma. She just hit 1 year on the proper human diet, and she did her video that she worked on for 9 months. 10 months. Awesome. 11 months. She is a perfectionist. Adam's a perfectionist, so he can get it. She is a perfectionist to the point of, this is ridiculous, Emma. She'll do a whole video and spend days on it, and then she'll look at it and be like, my hair was this way instead of this way, and then she'll just delete the whole thing and waste hours and hours of everyone's time. There's nothing wrong with that, Emma. Right? Good job. Nobody cares, Emma. They just want to hear your words. So if you guys want to watch that, that's on Emma's channel, which is Emma the Carnivore. Thank you. I always think Carnivore Emma. Emma the Carnivore. It's on there. She texted me earlier and said, Dad, you better shut up my video. I watched it myself earlier, and it was pretty awesome watching it. Except for, Emma, you're in trouble for the 45 shots you have in the video of me sleeping. This is a thing at our house now. I was talking about this to you before. I've never napped my entire life. Before Carnivore, I was depressed, and I was anxious, and I could never fall asleep during the day. I literally never napped my entire life. On Carnivore, I'm a napper. I think it's because I don't have any stress. I'm just cool. I'm smooth, right? So I'll just sit down sometimes. I'll literally sit on a chair. I'll fall asleep. It's not because I don't have energy. I got tons of energy, but it's balanced out more. But anyhow, Emma loves to take pictures of me when I fall asleep, or if I'm fall asleep and I got my mouth open on the couch. And then 3 weeks later, I see them in a YouTube video, or she'll show them to me, or she's giggling off in the corner. So we have lots of pictures. But I'm getting Emma back because I've got a couple of her when we traveled to North Carolina, South Carolina. She was passed out in the back seat. So Emma's commenting right now saying thank you. Jen's on here too. Shout out Jen. Everyone keeps asking for Jen. You know they don't want to be watching this right now, right? They don't want to? No. I'm getting comments like, oh, Kerry, yeah, great. How's Jen doing? How's Jen? We want to see more of Jen. Tell us Jen's story. Yeah. Jen is on day 47 or 48, right, Jen? You're in the comments, aren't you? She's doing wonderful. Did we send her the link? Should we send her the link? Jen? Maybe she has to pop on. Talk for a minute if you could. Jen, I'm sending you the link right now. That's awesome.
You got to pop on. Does everyone want to hear from Jen? Do you want to see pictures and hear from Jen? Or what do you want? You tell us what you want here. I'm going to send Jen the link real quick.
We do have a few questions.
Yeah, let's take a few questions while we're at it. And then we'll show you some pictures if you guys want.
Okay, so here's the first question. What is the most this is from UN. What is the most meaningful moment you've experienced since going carnivore, and what was the worst thing you've experienced since going carnivore?
Great question.
I'll go first. So the worst thing was disaster pants. Happened for about 3 weeks for me, and it was to the point where I thought, is this like, am I going to be able to keep doing this? And then it just made a shift, and everything's been fixed ever since. Yeah, I made a shift.
A shift.
Yeah, I slide it into something normal. So
you know what helps? You know what helps with disaster pants?
A shower, right? Yeah, you can clog yourself up with that.
Yeah, it actually doesn't help at all.
Absolutely. The most meaningful moment I've experienced is healing a traumatic brain injury that was 6 years old that the doctors told me was permanent brain damage. And I had quite a few complications with that. I didn't even start the carnivore diet to heal that. And 5 months in is like, what is going on? This is insane. Like my brain would get overloaded, and I had motor tics where my head would jerk like I had Tourette syndrome. And I couldn't control it. And that went completely away after 5 months of eating ribeye.
That's amazing.
Like, what the heck?
People see, outsiders, non-carnivores would hear that and be like, this is crazy.
Right?
You experienced it yourself, and this stuff like we were talking about with Mimi. How are you going to have Parkinson's and now you're planning on doing a 500-mile hike? It's not possible.
Right.
We looked at her medical records; it's documented. My thing too. People are like, I had congestive heart failure, irregular heartbeat. There's no way that you could overcome that. Oh, I have the paperwork from before and after. I have hundreds of tests before and the one after showing it going on. We're hearing these crazy things. You know, this whole documentary initially was going to be carnivore diet documentary. Then it's like, no, proper human diet. There's a difference between carnivore diet and proper human diet. And if you guys want to know more about that, leave a comment. We can talk about that some more. But then it went from healing humanity, hearing these stories of individuals healing their own humanity, healing themselves in unbelievable, miraculous ways. And we're like, I was sick for so long. I want to learn why. Adam, you had so many issues. You want to learn why. And we start traveling around the country to see these stories of individuals that have just healed miraculously, like Mimi. And what can we learn from them? That's where it's evolved to. So we had this one intention, and now I think it's a much better idea. We're still doing it, right? Still proper human diet, but how are people using a proper human diet to just heal amazing, unbelievable things backed by medical records and proof? So everyone was asking, Jen, I sent you I texted Jen the thing, so no pressure, Jen.
So what's your answer?
Oh, I'm sorry. What was my most meaningful moment I've experienced since going carnivore? I have about 100 of them. That's very hard to answer. I guess for me personally, it was when I realized my depression and anxiety that I went through most of my adult life was just washing away for the first time, where I really had to take a step back and I was like, what is going on here? None of that medication ever touched anything like this. I'm in this dark, horrible dungeon for decades and decades, and it's starting to clear. That was probably one of the most meaningful moments. The second one being watching my family do this, in particular Jen, and actually witnessing her with my own two eyes healing. Like watching the snoring, boop, 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 gone, no more snoring after 5 days. Watching her migraines go away, just seeing her face, just seeing the health come back into it. That was one of the other more meaningful ones. What was the worst thing I experienced since going carnivore? The worst thing? I can't think of one bad thing.
The only thing I could think of was disaster pants.
Disaster pants.
That's not even, that was just a temporary thing. So.
Right? I've had a couple close calls. What is the worst? I'm trying to be honest and straightforward. What is the worst thing you've experienced going carnivore?
Everything has been better. I mean,
everything has been better. I guess the only worst thing is opening my eyes to some of these bigger issues and like, what the hell is going on in the world?
True.
Especially when we talk about cancer. I never would have imagined cancer somehow ties into this nutrition. And it's all connected. And it's so messed up and it's so backwards. So I guess that would be the worst thing experienced. But health-wise, personal-wise, I haven't really had anything bad. A couple close calls maybe.
Right.
In the early days. That was a good question.
Absolutely.
All right.
Did I stall long enough?
Right, yeah. Jen, where are you? Let's see if she texted me back. We got some photos to show too. So Jen, if you're listening, I texted you.
Here's the one we can answer pretty quick. UN says, when will the movie come out? What's the hope? How long before filming wraps? Kerry?
I love the use of the word hope there, because that's a big part of the documentary. When will the movie come out? We are aiming for next year-ish, optimistically, but it's very hard to say. Please keep in mind, anyone watching this, the goal with this initially was to film people over the course of a year. And our good friend Bill Knott, who is a superstar, he hasn't hit a year yet. So, and just when he hits a year, it's not like, oh, we're done now. No, then we got to take all that footage and edit it, and we got to wait for the rest of the footage to come that we haven't filmed yet. So we're thinking optimistically next year, but then tomorrow we may find another Maggie or Mimi or someone with an incredible story. And so we're trying to not put a hard deadline on it. We're working our butts off. We're doing everything we possibly can. I don't think, given the situation and the scenario and the budget, that we could be doing a better job than we could. But we only get one shot at this, and our goal is to reach millions and millions of people with this. We have to do an extraordinary job, so we're not rushing it. So optimistically, next year, late next year. Uh-oh, we got trouble. Uh-oh. Does anyone want to talk to Jen, or should we just leave her hanging there? Anyone?
Me?
What, I gotta press this. Hey, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. How's it going?
Good. My computer is not as good as yours. I'm very...
This is weird. I gotta look up there. Jen, do you miss me?
You know I do. Hi, Adam.
How you doing, Jen? Good to see you.
So everyone is wondering, Jen, I had a comment earlier today, and Jen did a short, and they said, nothing against Kerry, but your shorts are way better than his. So I'm passing the shorts torch to you and the video torch to you. People want to hear from you. I don't blame them. I would rather hear a story of someone that's starting out on Carnivore. You're not even starting out anymore. What day are you on? How's it going, Jen?
I did a short today. I'm on day 47, and I just was so energetic. I was going to the theater. I spent probably 3 hours there getting the theater ready, getting the movie ready for tomorrow, putting the new posters up that came, Kerry.
So finally came.
Yeah, you're
poster debacle.
Oh no. Yeah.
Every Sunday we got to turn the whole movie theater over to put the new movie on, and we're playing The Fall Guy. And they never sent us the posters. So I had these two pathetic little things I printed out on the computer in the poster boxes outside. It's embarrassing. People are driving by and the poster's this big. So the posters came. Sorry, Jen, you were saying?
No, that was it. Oh, you might see somebody pass. So for people who can see the background, this is my room, and here's going to be Katie. Say hi, Katie, when you go past.
Hi. Hi, Katie.
Katie's got a tripod. Is Katie working back there? What's she doing?
Katie, what are you doing? Oh, she's actually filming a YouTube video right now.
Oh, nice.
Oh, what's the name of her channel? We're going to shut the whole family out now.
Outdoor Katie. I know.
Outdoor Katie. What she got? She got something exciting? Is it outdoor, nature? What are we talking about?
Well, she's actually been planting some stuff outside, so she's really excited about that. Like stuff for the animals, and I don't know. It's kind of neat that she's trying her hand at it. But I was saying that don't mind the mess behind me. We're renovating, and everything is just shoved in my room right now. So we'll just put it.
Sounds like fun.
So how have the meals been going the last several days that I've been gone and not cooking food for the girls and you?
It's kind of a little nicer, to be honest, because I don't.
Coming back.
Well, no, because I don't eat breakfast, and the girls don't like breakfast. So it's like I don't have to wake up extra early and make sure that they eat breakfast. They like fasting like I do, so it's a little bit nicer that way.
Yeah,
I'm there with you. I'm the same way. I usually don't eat until 1 or 2 o'clock or something.
Yeah.
I normally eat breakfast, but today I didn't. That was just fine. I had some patties for lunch. It's been crazy. People are always like, "That's so cool! You get to travel around for the documentary." Is it cool, Adam?
It is.
But
it's very taxing.
Right, it's not like a vacation.
Right.
Like we're in Boston and they have all of these little flyers and pamphlets for stuff to do, and we're like, oh, that would have been nice.
For sure.
There hasn't been a split second. All day today we've been working, and then we've been shooting the whole time. I'm not complaining. We're blessed and thankful to have this opportunity. But yeah, I got some comments before. Oh, that must be nice. You get to travel all around.
Work first.
Right.
So yeah, I'd love to go to a lot. This is a very historical area.
Yeah.
and there's lots of landmarks and sites that we'd love to visit and see and photograph and experience. But
like the
it wouldn't be fair to our wives for doing it without them. But yeah, it's we just don't have time. So
right.
I would always ask Kerry, "What are you doing today?" I mean, I talk to him maybe once a day. When did you call me last night? 10:30 at night.
Something like that. Yeah.
So tired.
I don't remember because I was sleeping.
Yeah, he started falling asleep on the phone. I'm like, okay, I love you.
Did you? Oh yeah, yeah. So Jen, how is Carnivore going now? I get so many comments on the channel. Have you been checking the comments while I've been gone?
I've been trying to. I've been so busy. Like I said on the short today, I'm like an Energizer bunny where I just keep going and going and going. And I meant to do a couple of shorts and I only got one in today, but I'm getting so much done. And just the energy that I have from eating the proper human diet. I can stay up all night. I get up early in the morning. I get a lot of stuff done. And it's kind of nice when Kerry leaves because then I get a lot more stuff done. Sorry.
That's the fourth time she said it's nice when I leave. All right, all right.
Jen, I'm already married, so you can't give in to me.
Right.
Well, we can share them maybe.
Right.
So have you been getting enough fat? That's been my big concern.
You're always concerned about that. Yeah. Like if I'm feeling weak or shaky or I haven't got, like he mentioned before, I haven't gotten a migraine. So I've been doing this 47 days. I got one migraine out of the last 47 days. And I used to get them every other day. And
Literally every other day. This isn't an exaggeration.
It was terrible.
Incredible.
So yeah, I'm feeling much better. I'm sleeping better. I'm don't have any headaches. I have lots of energy. But yeah, going back to it, I've been eating. If I feel shaky or not good or something, I'll go in the fridge and I'll just kind of grossly take a bite of the Kerry Gold butter.
That's the move. That's the move.
Yeah.
You know what's weird is prior to me eating Carnivore, Beth would go in the refrigerator and just straight up eat butter. And I thought, oh my God, you're gonna have a heart attack.
What
That's
are you
the grossest
doing?
thing ever. And now it's like, man, she had it right to begin with, you know.
Right.
Yeah. That sounds like
I never would have imagined just eating butter. I do it all the time now. If I get a little hungry, just take a big bite out of it. Kerry Gold butter is good
it's
stuff.
funny. Aunt Kathy Kerry, because she would always eat her butter.
Yeah, I had an aunt that used to do that. What's Jen's channel name? Someone's asking.
Oh, well, I have a channel, I Create Crafts, but I haven't done anything in the last couple of months. Like I said, I'm renovating, so I have everything in here. And with Kerry leaving and with the homestead and the theater, I haven't had a chance to do anything. But hopefully this summer, it's I Create Crafts. I haven't done anything for a while, but
you got to do some Carnivore crafts. That'll be a good tie-in.
Yes, exactly.
Do that.
I don't know, like a Carnivore shirt or something. She does shirts on the Cricut machine.
Tie a bunch of bones together.
You know what we need? Everyone keeps saying this. I don't know why we don't do it. I have my Healing Humanity shirt on under this, by the way. We need Healing Humanity hats.
Absolutely.
Yes, I just got a new hat press, and I haven't even taken
underwear
yet.
Right. Like every day now, I'm wearing the bracelet and I literally wear the shirt every day. I just like the shirt too. These are nice shirts. It's like it's comfortable. It just fits perfectly. So I'll just keep wearing that. You want to know what's crazy, Jen? I don't know if you noticed this. The shirt, the Healing Humanity shirt, is a conversation starter. Like I have that other shirt. I eat only meat. Ask me why.
Right.
I think that freaks people out. That starts a couple conversations. This one is more. I get so many looks and people like proper human diet. Then they're thinking like, well, I'm not proper human. Like, what is that? It's like it's almost like a good thumbnail on a YouTube video. It creates some curiosity for people.
Well, yeah.
When we were walking down the street with the girls in Charleston, I was walking behind you, and man, there was like 5 people that were like hardcore staring.
Well, that wasn't from the shirt though. That wasn't from the shirt.
Because you were flexing.
Hey now.
It was all men, so
right.
I guess.
I'll take it. I'll take it. Whatever. So Jen, everyone, what else can we talk about for Jen? Everyone is asking in the comments, how's Jen doing? So it sounds like you're doing great. You're eating enough fat. You're not having any issues. You struggled before on Carnivore, but you seem to be in a good rhythm now. You got some go-to meals. What's your favorite meal? I know the answer to this already.
So I don't really like to eat at home much. So I'm still have a little bit of a meat aversion. So I'm kind of silly. When I get really hungry, I'll go to Culver's, right, Kerry? And I'll get
Culver's Butterburger. You got
2 patties with Swiss cheese on it. But when he made patties for me, they were the really, really thick ones, and I don't like thick ones. And the Culver's ones are very thin, and then they're packed down really well. So I don't know. We'll have some sort of a meat aversion, but I'm doing a lot better. I mean, it's 47 days, and I'm going, and like I said, I feel good. I have a lot of energy. I mean, I just keep going and going, and it's great.
What I love about it is, people don't understand how disparate it is in a marriage when one person eats one way and one person eats another way. Like literally, it's two different philosophies, and especially with someone eating carnivore, because it's just so different and so profound in that person's life, and the other one doesn't. So I love that you guys are both on the same page now, and I just feel my heart goes out to both of you guys that you guys are. I mean, the sky's the limit now. So
yeah,
dynamic duo.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. It is true. It's so true. Man, it was tough for a while because I'd be outside by myself cooking steak. She'd be doing her own thing. The other girls would be, but yeah, being on the same page is definitely a lot easier. Hey, look, we got Alia Wells in the chat too. Hey, Alia.
Hi.
Shout out Alia.
Jen, have you ever considered this?
Dogs.
Pureeing a steak up and drinking it?
Sorry. Baxter!
That's Baxter.
Kind of what happens when you work from home.
Amazon delivery.
Hey, stop.
That is a good question, but I think I know the answer. Did you hear the question, Jen?
Oh, Baxter was barking.
Adam asked, have you ever considered pureeing up a steak in a blender and just drinking it?
I know it's a weird question, but
you say it's the texture.
Put enough butter in it, maybe?
Right?
Try it once and just say, here's a new shake I got.
Right? She likes the slow cooked meat too. It's like the texture.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Baby steps.
Yeah, that's
but
good
then the
stuff.
burger's fine. But
yeah.
Bone broth is another one you need to start trying some more of.
Oh gosh, seriously. Hey! Quiet. Sorry.
Right. Here we got a question from Michelle McDermott. Question: how do you make a power bowl? Power bowl. Jen, you want to take that one since you become an expert at the power bowl?
I think I'm going to grab Baxter in a second, just so everybody's not Baxter.
I'll answer this one while you grab Baxter.
I'll be right back. Yeah.
How do you make a power bowl? It's very simple. It's beef, butter, bacon, eggs, all in a bowl. I use a cast iron skillet and I cook bacon in it. I cut it up into little slices in the cast iron skillet. Once the bacon's cooked, I set it aside, maybe on a little bit of paper towel. You save some of the grease, but depending on how much bacon, sometimes I do 2 pounds. I have a big cast iron skillet. You set that aside, then you scramble up some eggs in the bacon grease in the cast iron skillet, and you get some ground beef going in a separate skillet. You get it nice and brown and crispy, Culver's burger style, where the edges are crispy. Mm-hmm. And then you mix it all together in the big cast iron skillet. You chuck some butter in there as well. You mix it all up. You have beef, butter, bacon, eggs, scrambled. It's an egg scramble. It's absolutely fantastic. It tastes good warm. It tastes good cold. You can take it with you on the road. You can eat it out of the refrigerator. And if you eat that, you will be a superhero. You will be next level. You will have energy and you're going to feel great. It's going to give you the energy, gives you everything you need. It's cheap. It's easy to make. You can do big, huge batches of it. And of all the things we've eaten on Carnivore for my family, that has been a lifesaver so many times. I don't know how many times the girl's like, I'm hungry. What do we do? Power bowl, power bowl, power bowl. And we've had it so many times. When we went to film Dr. Ken Berry, name drop, in Tennessee, Dr. Ken Berry, name drop, Jen made me a whole bunch of power bowls up. And I brought them with, and I ate them cold in the car, and it was fantastic. And during that trip, I started I think I actually prefer this cold better. It tastes better almost cold. It's the weirdest thing, but nice crispy, crunchy bacon, eggs, and ground beef all together cold. So that is the power bowl. We got a video on our channel on that one too if you want, but it's pretty straightforward.
I started some other questions from earlier.
Oh, cool. Jen, we got some questions here. You ready?
Sure.
Patrick E said, question, I made a carnivore pizza with grilled pork, cheese, and pepperoni. Do you think I cheated by adding tomato pizza sauce and dried oregano on it? Adam, what do you think on that?
Cheating is subjective to whatever your definition of cheating is. So if you can handle tomato pizza sauce and dried oregano, then I say go for it. I personally wouldn't choose to include those in my diet. But hey, to each his own.
Right. Jen, what do you think?
I think he said it perfectly. Yeah. I mean, for me, like I still eat cheese and cream. So, I mean, is that carnivore? I don't know, but it's what works for me. So, I mean, if you're just starting out, maybe it's okay, but kind of like get away from the unnatural things. That's just, I don't know. That's my opinion, I guess.
Yeah.
He said it's not cheating, it's keto. So yeah, I mean, it's to each their own, like Adam said. Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's different. Patrick has to turn in his carnivore card now, though, right?
Right.
There's like this carnivore gatekeeper thing. Technically, if you're having pizza sauce, tomato sauce, it's not carnivore because carnivore's only meat products. But that's not, everyone gets so fired up about that. Oh, what do you mean I'm not carnivore? Well, then you're 99% carnivore and you had a little bit of something different. But I totally agree with what Adam and Jen said. Everyone's different. You got to do your own thing. For me, I would never do that. I feel incredible. I get everything I need from a big, fatty, nutritious piece of steak or ribeye. And I had a lot of stomach issues. A lot of people do carnivore for different reasons, but a lot of people are doing it as an elimination diet. And that oregano could mess their stomach up. The pizza sauce, the tomato sauce could mess their stomach up. And I did it for that reason. And then I just felt so good not eating it. So why mess with it? Why bring it back?
Yeah.
Carnivore's done so much. Traumatic brain injury for you, depression, anxiety. It's done so much for me. Why would I tinker around and mess with it? And it's like playing with fire or something. I'm fine. I got everything. If I was deficient, that would be another thing. If I went to the doctor and they're like, oh, you're deficient, I'm not. I'm getting everything I need for 400 plus days. I've eaten nothing but meat, so I'm not going to add anything back in there. But
Jen had a good point, though. If you are going to eat it, just make sure that there's no, like high fructose corn syrup or seed oils or something like that in it. Make sure that it's a whole food.
Yep. Yeah, make it yourself.
Yeah.
Question. So who's Adam? One of the producers for the movie? Question mark.
I guess.
Yeah. What's your official title? Should we tell them the story?
I do a lot.
Everything.
I have an official title, which is assistant director, but really that's just because he's the director. And I try to do everything that he's not doing. So,
yeah,
we're a team, and yeah, it's just.
Otherwise, the longer answer, the shorter answer is, who is Adam? That's like a deep question. Who is Adam? Who are you?
Who is Adam?
Adam is a carnivore, and when I announced that I wanted to do a documentary about carnivore diet, proper human diet, Adam reached out to me, sent me an email, and said, I will sweep the floors. This needs to be done. We have to do this. And I'm like, this guy's kind of crazy. Then we did a 10-hour carnivore live stream, and he joined it for an hour and stayed on for the full 10 hours. And I thought, well, this guy's really crazy. Then we did a 24-hour live stream where we stayed on for a full 24 plus hours. And he stayed on for the full 24 hours. And I'm like, this guy's a psychopath. Traumatic brain injury, I don't think it went away fully. He still got a little bit of the TBI in there. And now we're working. He's an amazing photographer, taking everything to the next level. And we've been filming this documentary together, 2-man team, right? That's unheard of. For people that don't know, that's unheard of.
Right.
You have a sound guy, you have a grip guy, you have a guy that brings this in, you have a guy that does this, you got a guy that has it on camera. Just the two of us have been doing this since Maggie, right? We filmed Rancher Maggie, and then we went to film Dr. Tony Hampton, Jeff DeProsperous, Dr. Ken Berry, Mimi, Rebecca, Professor Seafried. Man, we've got enough to do 5 documentaries right now, by the way.
There's plenty of footage for that. Well, thank you so much for the kind words. I'm humbled by that. And I just try to fill in and do what I can and take the burden off of him so that he can do what he needs to do and fire everybody up. Because I'm not the excited JoJo the Circus Bear guy like he is.
Right.
I'm Clark Kent and he's the Superman.
Right. It's a good team. He's organized, and you like to plan, prepare, and shoot. Right. And I like to shoot like a machine gun and then see what the hell we got after the fact. But it balances out. It works well together. Yeah.
No, yeah, you're great together. I was gonna say you got to check out his YouTube channel. I don't know who's on Homestead who's on.
Wally is making it rain.
But you have to check out his channel too.
Yeah, check out Adam's channel is at Carnivore Today. Doing some awesome interviews over there at Carnivore Today.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And also, speaking of shouting out channels, we shouted out Emma's channel. Katie's channel, Jen's channel. We have another channel to shout out.
Healing Humanity Movie.
Healing Humanity Movie, which we're streaming to for you guys are part of history. We have a dedicated YouTube channel to Healing Humanity, our documentary. We posted several videos on it. For example, when we went to film Dr. Ken Berry, name drop.
Yes.
Name drop. I'm going to keep dropping it. Love Dr. Ken Berry. We've done a couple videos on there. This is the first live stream. And if you guys are interested in learning more about the documentary, following our journey, we're in Boston now, and we're going to
Austin.
Boston to
Austin.
Boston to
Austin.
Austin, and we're going to be doing a whole bunch of filming down there, and we're going to be putting a lot of those videos probably exclusively on Healing Humanity's YouTube channel.
Yes.
So if you guys aren't subscribed, what are you doing?
Thanks, Alia.
It's Healing Humanity Movie, right?
Yep.
You go on YouTube, Healing Humanity Movie, you see the thing. Now we got to get back to our friend Alia, who's talk about producer. She's the benefactor, right? She's funding this whole thing. $40,000. Just like she just drops it like it's nothing. Can we get a conversion on that quick? What is that? Like $100 grand US?
What was that, Alia?
Yes. No, I'm kidding. I don't know what it is.
COP 40,000. Alia is awesome. Speaking of shouting out, $10 super chat. Thank you so much, Alia.
Thank you.
Alia is incredible. Alia was a huge part of our live streams.
Yes.
And a huge part of raising funds, which is the hardest part of this. This is one of the things I'm really proud of our documentary. Completely crowdfunded. It's it's unheard of. You usually have some sort of benefactor or company or bias or pharmaceutical that's sponsoring it, and then you have some horrible bias. And we've raised all this money through blood, sweat, tears, and 24 plus hours of live streaming and a whole bunch of teamwork and help from Alia and the volunteers and Adam and everyone that joined in. And by the way, all of these good doctors volunteering, they're not getting paid. All these doctors that are coming on our channels to share the good word. Dr. Tony Hampton is one of my favorites. Dr. Anthony Chafee is one of my favorites. Dr. Ken Berry, one of my favorites. Dr. Baker, one of my favorites. They're all my favorites. Right?
I was going to say, you can't pick.
Dr. Kiltz, Jen's favorite, right, Jen?
Oh, I love Dr. Kiltz. Yep.
That's the best favorite.
Is it? Everyone loves Dr. Kiltz. And privileged, thankful, grateful, blessed. We will be meeting, shaking his hand, and filming Dr. Kiltz in a matter of weeks.
Can't wait.
It's just incredible. So
Yeah.
we're going to be doing a big project with Alia Wells pretty soon. So shout out Alia Wells. And if you're not following her YouTube channel, it is
Hi, Bill.
Alia Wells on YouTube. It's her name. You can see it right there. Type it in. Go check out Alia Wells' YouTube channel. Do we got Bill Knott in the house? Is
Yes.
Bill Knott entered the building?
Yes.
We need the Bill Knott soundtrack. Bill Knott has entered the building. Bill, I hope I'm not making your mouth water too much, but Bill and I text and chat all the time. And I had an incredible steak the other day. And what's the first thing I do? Take a picture of it. The second thing I do, text it to Bill.
Right.
Bill was a former cook. He's a chef. He knows a good steak when he sees one, and it's just kind of fun because we're usually goofing and joking around. But man, that steak was legit.
So Bob sort of had a question here. He said he doesn't see the Derek Lee publication yet, and that might be our fault because we did interrupt him for about 7 hours yesterday.
Oh my goodness! What have we done?
When we got there, he said that the paper was going to be published the next day, but we kind of probably took up a lot of his time. Because they were so nice, they helped us like wheel everything out to the car. It took 4 people to carry all the gear back outside. So that may be our fault, but he did say that 99% of the article is written and published online already. He just had to finalize it. So
we totally derailed the cancer operation.
Right.
we probably set them back a couple of years. They're back there like cleaning out the lab and restructuring everything. We were unplugging stuff and plugging cords in here, there, and Adam's playing with the beakers in the back, and it was crazy. All right, we got a couple more starred ones here. Let's see what we got. Elma said, "Aw, thank you."
I yelled at her when I was on here. I said, "Dad, I'm talking about you."
Yeah. The one-legged carnivore Missy. Are you going to make a private website? A few weeks back, you had asked so you could get the membership without YouTube taking such a huge percentage.
I'm working on that currently. So we are in the approval stages for the design and functionality of that website, and we are hoping to do a soft launch to our team and select individuals possibly within 30 days. And then we're looking to do a hard launch on July 7th. So that's still tentative. That may change, but that's the goal, at least at this point. So.
And what is the goal of this project? What do we want?
What do we want from this project? So this is a huge undertaking, and we do have a team that's sort of behind this that's going to help with all the nuts and bolts and the moderation of it and the managing of this group, which we're extremely blessed for. But up to this point, no one has been paid on our team, and they're putting in hundreds and thousands of hours of work. So first and foremost, we want to make certain that our team is compensated. We feel bad for not being able to compensate these folks for their time, and because it's worth it. I mean, they're putting in a lot of work and time, so taking time away from their family, and we do value that. So we want to make sure that our team is taken care of first, so that then we can then take care of the entire message down the road. So we can hopefully relieve Kerry and I's burden at home financially a little bit, and then everything above and beyond that is going to go directly to the documentary. So hopefully we won't have to do any fundraising or anything like that in the future. So it'll all be coming straight from that group, and we have lots of stuff planned for it. So
it's exciting, and it's a win-win, because this is one of the things a lot of people might not realize, but I get thousands of messages from people. I'm not trying to pat myself on the back. It's just the reality of it, and it's a lot of people wanting help. What do I do? How do I do this? How do I do this next? And I don't even have time to answer them anymore, or I just have a canned response sort of thing. So this group can be a place where we can help people on a larger scale. We can send people to. The other thing is there's other groups out there which are incredible. There's lots of really good groups out there. I fully go join a group, do whatever you want. There's some really good groups. Jen, you joined some groups and had some really good success. There's free groups out there. There's paid groups out there. We're doing something different with our group that is really exciting, and it's going to provide a lot of value to people as well. So I'm excited about it.
You mentioned some of that.
Yeah.
So one of the unique things about our group is, one, the social network part of it is almost identical to Facebook, except I think it's going to be a lot better than that, because you don't have so many distractions. You're not going to have all these ads popping up and things that you don't want to see. I get things popping up on Facebook that's, half naked women and stuff like that, stuff that I don't want to see. So you're not going to see that sort of thing in our group. But one of the primary components of the group is going to be courses. So we have a unique model that courses are going to be created by companies and services, and it's essentially an advertisement for their product, but they have to provide value to our members. So at that paid level inside of our membership, someone will have access to all of these courses, and we're going to have courses on red light therapy. We have a course lined up on liver detox. We have a course lined up on glandular therapy, carnivore diet essentials, basically a carnivore diet 1-on-1. Kerry and I are going to do that one. So we're going to launch with at least 3 courses, but those are going to continually be added over the next month. So potentially I see well over 100 courses that's going to be in there, and then you'll be able to partake in those courses a piece at a time. It'll all be kept track of on your profile, so you can just come back in, pop into the lesson that you want to take. Course materials will be provided with a lot of this stuff. So that's one of the big things. And then we're going to do 3 weekly lives.
Right. That's what I'm excited about too, is one thing that I think we can provide value that I'm not seeing a lot out there. There's, like I said, there's so many good groups for different reasons. But one thing that people seem to come to my channel for a lot is motivation, inspiration. Begging for it. We need more of that. I think that's why a lot of people are popular with Jen right now. What's going on, Jen? This is motivating, this is inspiring, you're starting out. So we want to share more of that from other people. Motivation, inspiration, stories of transformation, things like that. So I'm really excited for that as well.
Yeah, and one of those live calls is a group called Inspire Together. So that's the name of the group right now. We may change that, but the goal and the focus of that is for everybody to come together and essentially just be an inspiration for one another.
Right.
It's amazing.
I didn't tell you this yet, but we're going to set you up with your own group. You can do your own Jen Carnivore.
Absolutely.
Female Carnivore.
Way I can help. long story short, I kind of mentioned it on the last live stream that Kerry and I did, that there's some friends of ours that come to the theater every once in a while, and the husband, she might be watching, so I'm going to watch what I say. The husband has some ailments. The wife she thinks she's overweight, but she's not, but she wants to get healthier. The husband does not want to give up peanut butter, and he doesn't want to give up his sweets, but she wants to do it. So she's been contacting me every day on like Facebook saying, oh, can I have lamb? Can I have, other sorts of meat? Because she says she can't really afford it. And I said, well, think about it this way. If you're not going to have snacks throughout the day, if you're not going to go to Starbucks, if you're not going to have your soda, think about how much money you're saving on that. And then once you go on to this lifestyle change, you're not going to eat as much as you used to either. So, I mean, I might go to Culver's, every day, every other day, but that's all I eat. And then I eat eggs from home. So what does it carry? Like $5 for 2 burgers? I mean, that's all I'm paying all day for food.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's so sad when someone's like, I can't give up my peanut butter, and then they list all the ailments that they're willing to trade just to eat some stupid peanut butter.
They haven't made that connection yet.
Right. They haven't made the connection yet. And that's another reason for the coaching too, because we get questions like that all the time. Can I eat lamb? Can I do this? What about that? What about this? And people are like desperate for these answers. And it's like, that's a perfect scenario for a group or a course, Carnivore 101. Check out the Carnivore 101 sort of course thing. So
exactly.
Shout out to Bella, Steak and Butter Gang. That's a phenomenal group.
Absolutely.
So, we're not all about promoting ours. There's tons of value in these other groups. Dr. Barry's group.
Yep.
Another one.
There's groups for everything. Like, I'm in Dr. Barry's group.
Yeah, I'm in both of them.
Yep. Jen, you're in Bella's group, and you're in the Meat Sisters one. You've been shouting out and loving that one too.
Yeah, if I can do it again, Facebook, it's Meat Sisters. It's absolutely amazing on there. I really love it, and it's great. It's just like the other groups you were talking about, but it's Facebook and it's all women. So I mean, if you have an issue or questions that you're afraid to ask or something, and you can go on there, and every day I go on there, they're like, oh, I'm here because of Jen. Okay, great. You found it through me, but you're there because of yourself. So those kind of groups are really amazing for people starting out, or if they've been on the carnivore diet for a while, they just are looking for new recipes or different friends to make, or, something like that. So.
Yeah. UN question, will you do an exclusive preview at your theater? Will there be enough seats for the crowd? Hi to Jen. So happy you joined in. Are we going to do an exclusive preview at the theater, Jen?
Absolutely.
Yeah. We have 150 seats.
Yeah. To do a few.
we might have to do a few of those premieres, and we're probably going to have to do a few. Adam and I joke around, but I keep promising the good doctors, which they deserve. I'm like, Dr. Tony Hampton, he's from Chicago. I'm like, you and your lovely wife are going to have to travel up to Montello, and we're going to put your name on the marquee. So it's going to say, Healing Humanity, the Power of a Proper Human Diet, Dr. Tony Hampton, or starring Dr. Tony Hampton. We're going to use a lot of our letters up, but that's okay. And then the next day it's going to say, Dr. Chafee. And then the next day it's going to say, Adam. And then the next day it's going to say, every day. So we'll probably do several premieres, and not just at our theater. We're hoping to do them at theaters all over the country. We have another one. We have number 2 lined up already in the bags. My buddy owns a theater in Watertown, about an hour from us, near Milwaukee. And he's like, you definitely have to premiere it here as well. So there will be several.
And he has screens too, so
yeah,
you could do all at once.
Right, that's awesome. Well, I'm glad I did this live with you.
Yeah,
so I could find that out.
Right. Yeah, I didn't ever mention that, did I?
No.
So
that's awesome.
In terms of the premiere, the other thing that we're so excited about, Adam and I had the privilege to share this with a few folks today. Very few people have seen. Jen's seen it, but very few people have seen. Our team of volunteers that we were shouting out earlier, we had our weekly meeting with them earlier today, and we showed them the 3-minute trailer that we put together for Hack Your Health. It's what we have so far for the documentary. I can't wait to share it with everybody.
I can't wait either.
I don't say anything. Yeah, I'm trying to keep my mouth shut.
Jen, what did you say? What do you say? Be fair. You can't just be nice because you're my wife.
For what?
What did you think of the trailer that we showed you?
It was absolutely amazing. I mean, I was crying on some of it because it was so. It's not the word's not breathtaking, but it was so surreal. It was. I can't say it without giving it up. it was to the point. It was stories that need to be told. So I can't say much. Otherwise, I'll kind of blow it.
Well, Jen, just so you know, I didn't tell you this because I didn't talk to you, but we showed it to the team, and I think there were 5 individuals on there that had not seen it. And it was so much fun for me and Adam to watch them watch it. We did it through Zoom, so you could see all their faces.
Oh, nice.
I don't know, I'm hyping this up, but it was amazing. And obviously they're biased, they're working on it and stuff, but they've never seen much of those people have never seen any of this footage or anything. And they were crying and cheering, and it was crazy over the top.
Watching them.
Yeah, and so we're so excited because we're both doing something that people would rather die than do, and that's speak in front of a large group. At Hack Your Health, Adam and I are speaking. We're doing a Healing Humanity fireside chat. We're doing it on Sunday at 2 o'clock during the Hack Your Health event. We're going to go through the documentary. We're going to show never before seen photographs, a couple of video clips, and we're going to premiere that trailer to the crowd. And it's going to be so much, like, there's no nerves anymore knowing that we get to do just that. And we're going to show that earlier in the thing. Plus, I got it all planned out. We're going to do a big shout out to these good doctors that we're filming down there as well. I'm looking forward to doing that. But it's going to be so much fun seeing the reaction people in the audience watching the trailer live. Yeah,
are you guys going to be like videoing that? Because unfortunately, I'm not going to be there, so I want to see you guys talking.
The girl that just walked by with the tripod, you need to check with her on that. This is going to be up to Katie and Emma. We need them to film cinematically from 2 different angles. We'll have Emma with the gimbal.
I don't care as long, or she can keep me on the phone and I can watch because I'm not gonna.
We're definitely going to try to film as much of it as we can because there's a couple other very loyal members to our channel that can't make it because it's on.
Hi, Baxter.
There's Baxter. Does Baxter miss me?
Oh, there he is.
Where's Dad?
Is he going to smile for us? Baxter, smile. Smile. Smile.
You smile? You smile? No? You smile?
Try.
No, almost. Too tired for that.
Just so you guys can see, I'm patting him on the side.
So we're excited for that.
Hi.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. What do we got there?
Why is that not showing up?
I don't know. Mine's acting weird too. It's not scrolling right.
There we go.
Chris Stearns, $10 super chat. You should call your company McButterpants Productions. That would be perfect at the beginning of the documentary. That would be awesome. Could you imagine, too, the visual? You got like a little animation of a McButterpants.
Right, like a little mascot.
Chris Stearns, thank you so much. That is incredible. And stay tuned. We might do just that. We'll have to file a new LLC.
Yeah, and that would go great with some of the comments that Professor Seifried was saying that we can't really reveal right now. So
yeah, you guys are going to have to stay tuned. Thank you for that super chat, though. Every penny from that goes towards the documentary. We are here in Boston filming due to generous donations from super chats. Members, you can become a member. Our membership group is growing as well. It starts at $3, and we do a members-only live stream every week. We did one of those today, and we show behind-the-scenes footage. We do members-only videos, like when we're filming Dr. Ken Berry and stuff like that. So if you're interested, you just click the little join button below any of the videos.
Yep. Here's another question.
Yeah.
Just started carnivore, Missy Benson says, and I need to lose a couple 100 pounds. Should I have a certain amount of fat and protein a day?
Great question. I'm just starting carnivore. Congratulations on just starting carnivore. That's the hardest part for most people. Most people are never going to be brave enough to start. They're going to just keep going with the flow. Should I have a certain amount of fat and protein a day? Yes, you should. And the biggest advice I have for you until we get the group together with the Carnivore 101 lesson is do your research. Dr. Berry has an excellent video on carnivore mistakes. Dr. Chafee has one on carnivore basics. There's a lot of them out there. You got to do your research. You need more fat than you think. So think about that, and then you probably need a little bit more than you're still thinking now. Most people on carnivore don't get enough fat. You can't just survive on eating lean meat. You will die. It's all about fat. Dr. Kiltz, Jen's favorite, calls it fativore. It should be called fativore. So yes, you do need to eat fat and protein. There's different ratios, there's different things, but if you watch one of those videos, it will explain it all to you better than we could here. There's other things to consider as well with electrolytes and avoiding keto flu and drinking water and stuff like that. So
yeah, I was gonna say too, Kerry, I don't know if I'm in the wrong, but if you have too much fat, don't you have bad diarrhea? And if you have too little fat, you can't go. Isn't that correct?
Yeah, that's a good one. Dr. Chafee taught me about that early on. Yeah, your bowel movements, your number twos, are a good indicator of your fat. Okay. Too much fat, you're going to be in the bathroom a lot. Not enough fat, you probably need a little bit more. Some of that, though, is tricky because, Missy, you are just starting, you said, on Carnivore. And those first 2 weeks, a lot of people, unfortunately, they'll get some diarrhea regardless of the amount of fat.
Yeah.
And
because of the water.
Because of the water.
So much water.
Yep. And your body's purging some toxins out and all this stuff. When that happened to me, I'm like, okay, well, 42 years on this earth, I was basically eating mostly, well, I had some good moments in there, but mostly garbage, mostly processed crap. So if it's going to take a while and I got to go through this for a while, that's a small price to pay for 42 years of putting my body through all of that. So most people will get some diarrhea the first couple of weeks and then it'll go away. But check out some of those videos. That's the biggest thing. And any other questions you have been asked and answered. I always tell people that. If you're worried about fiber or what about cholesterol, type it in, Dr. Barry Carnivore Fiber, and you can get your answers so that you can proceed with a clear mind, knowing that you're doing the right thing for yourself.
Absolutely. And just remember, you are fearfully and wonderfully made, and you are uniquely you. So, Missy, there's only one Missy. So just understand that some things are kind of blanket and across the board with things that you should do or shouldn't do, but listen to your body. Pay attention to what your body is telling you, and don't just follow something lockstep just because this person said it or that person said it. Do your research, like Kerry said. Look into it. Continually keep learning and experimenting with yourself to find out what works specifically for you.
We got to do a quick shout out to Bill Knott in the chat. I mentioned this earlier.
Hey, Bill.
Bill, I don't know what's going on, but I'm pretty sure you had a video that went live today.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see it, Jen?
Yeah, I watched it.
This isn't flattery for Bill. Every week, Jen and I watch Bill's video together, right?
Except for today. Yep.
Except for today. So Jen Trader watched it without me. How was it, Jen?
Go Bill, go Bill. I have to say the last part with Daisy. No. The part that got me, I'm sorry, everybody has to go watch his video. But the beforehand with his leg and his foot, I can so sympathize with that because Kerry, right? Since I had the triplets, my legs have been huge. He showed the before and now of his legs. And I was so proud of him for first for showing it. And then second for, how far he's come. So you got to go watch it, Kerry, and everybody else who hasn't watched it. Plus the last part with Daisy. Oh my gosh, I got to go meet him.
Did you see? He did one, was it last week or 2 weeks ago? At the end of every one of Bill's videos, you get to see Daisy, who, I'm sorry, Bill, Daisy's stealing the show. Daisy's taking over. Daisy needs his own YouTube channel. Daisy, when Daisy was a little kitten, Bill was I've never seen this with a cat. He threw this little ball on the ground, and Daisy ran after it. I thought that was it. Daisy retrieved the ball like a golden retriever dog, brought it all the way back on the bed, dropped it down right for Bill, and he did it again like 4 more times. And every time Daisy brought it back. I've never seen a cat do that, ever.
No.
These are the little golden nuggets you get in Bill Knott videos, and those are at the end, so you got to watch the whole thing. But huge shout out, Bill Knott. Incredible YouTube channel. Everyone should go check it out. Inspiring a whole bunch of people for sure.
And his vibration plates.
I'm upset.
Yeah, no notification.
Right.
Come on.
Did you get a notification, Jen, or did you just happen to catch it?
No, I went on there because a lot of people were asking. Somebody actually asked me on my short today, I'm like, I don't get to talk to Bill every day. You got to ask Kerry. They're like, why didn't Bill?
Where's Bill? Yeah, because normally it's Tuesday.
And Tuesday. And I'm like, ask Kerry. He talks to him.
So after this, I'm going to be watching the Bill Knott video.
No, he went on his, I'm sorry, Bill, I forget what it's called. I have one too. The jumper thingy. He did that for a little bit. Very proud of you, Bill. I see you on there. Rebounder, yes. I still happen to have to take mine out of the box, but I have a lot of stuff going on, and I do use the vibration plate daily, which definitely helps. So
Bill said that I'm torturing him, sending him steak pictures every day. Hey, Bill, you have shown me many pictures of very, very tasty foods, starting with the bacon wrapped burgers back in the day, the bacon wrapped ribeye, all of those ribeyes that you get perfectly crispy in the air fryer.
Yeah, just wait till you go see him again. He'll be cooking you up a storm.
Oh yeah, I can't wait.
Let's see. We did that one.
We're getting caught up here in the comments.
Here's a question.
Yeah. QQQ, urgent. Kerry, you must interview for your documentary movie Cecilia Berlin, now in Brazil but raised in the U.S. I'm not familiar with Cecilia Berlin, but I'll have to take a look. Are you familiar?
I'm not.
Take a look.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah, intrigued for sure.
Let's see.
Ah, yes.
There you go.
Meat Sisters. Yeah, they're wonderful on there.
Jen, you are glowing.
Uh-oh.
Do you feel like you're glowing? That's from Cup of Sunshine too, by the way.
No, I still don't see a difference.
When you had triplets, everyone that delivers babies, everyone says you're glowing. Like it's a hormone thing. Do you remember glowing when you had triplets?
Well, I was because I was so excited.
Shout out Bob Pop Eater, $28,632 raised for the ADS. If you guys don't know what that is, go check it out. Dr. Ken Berry is putting together this group. That's incredible. That's since yesterday, I think.
The American Diabetes Society.
Yes, legit.
Mm-hmm.
The other one is criminal, absolutely criminal.
Here's one for Jen.
Oh.
Oh, I need it raw too.
Raw.
Oh boy, no! But I was actually thinking when Kerry comes home, maybe we could go out for a steak dinner when you get home.
There you go. I don't know that I could put it in there raw and drink it.
No,
I don't think I could do that.
In the middle of a forest, said, carnivore grocery shopping is super easy and a lot cheaper than shopping the entire grocery store full of garbage.
Right.
Man.
Very true. Very, very true.
I can't even. I mean, I'm trying to remember back to when I ate a crap diet and actually went into the grocery and you'd have to go down every
Such
aisle
a nightmare.
because they're always moving everything. So to make sure that you walk past stuff.
Oh no,
do we have
ketchup? Oh no, when we did this spice and this spice is low, and then when you this, I
I
forgot
don't
this
remember
side
if we
dish.
have ketchup and
And every time the cart would be like this.
Yes.
$300 later with
Yes.
this garbage.
And if you go with your kids, it's just toss it in the cart. Yeah, I want this and I want that.
$300 mound over the top of the cart, and it's all waste. You all crap out into the toilet. It's a waste of energy, waste of time, waste of money, and then it's taking a toll on your body.
Man, I don't miss that at all. I just walk into the meat department, grab what I need, and leave.
Right? Yeah, he doesn't even pay. He just walks right in. Drew, this one's for you. Since again you're from Wisconsin, please say the words bag and gig.
No, you know what's so funny about that? Because so when Katie and I drove together to Milwaukee, it's a 2-hour drive. So we were driving Kerry there a couple days ago, and I don't know, out of the clear blue, she started asking me, I don't know if it was you, Adam, she's like, somebody said we say bag funny. I'm like, oh, how do we say it? I don't know. Like your sister Holly, she makes fun of me the way I say it. I say bag.
I think I'm the one that said it because my wife, I make fun of my wife she says back. Instead of saying back, she says biac. Like there's an E in there, a biac. And bag is kind of like biag. Biag.
Say it, Jen.
We had a whole 30-minute conversation on how we say bag. I say bag.
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 Gig.
I love it.
Bag.
Bag.
I'm gonna be self-conscious of it. Bag.
We have some
weird, like a robot.
We have some weird things in Wisconsin, like soda's called pop. Do you do that in Ohio?
I call it pop. My wife calls it soda. It bugs me, so she calls it soda.
And then the thing that you get a drink from in school, the little metal thing where the water comes out, what do you call that?
Water fountain.
Bubbler.
Bubbler.
Right, Jen?
Yeah.
I think that's unique to Wisconsin. Anyone else got bubblers? People will be like,
what? Drinking fountain is really what it was.
You know a really funny one? In Wisconsin, I don't think we had these anymore. Back in the day in Wisconsin, a money machine, an ATM, you
Oh
know,
my God.
you get your money. They used to be called Time. It was spelled T-Y-M. Like Time. It was like the brand name for some reason. So everyone in Wisconsin, you'd be like, oh, I got to hit the time machine. Well, Jen and I were in Florida once, and there's no time machines there. And I was at a grocery store. I was like, do you know where the time machine is? And they were like,
oh my God.
what the hell is he talking about? This guy's traveling
The
in
time
time.
machine.
What? Yeah.
Admitted to the hospital.
I don't know if we have time machines in Wisconsin. I don't think they do, Jen. Do they have time machines anymore in Wisconsin?
No, I think it's all ATMs now because people are getting sick of calling it time machines.
Right.
Jeez.
If you guys are watching Bill's channel, resubscribe. There's some weirdness going on YouTube. I've heard this from other people, not just Bill, where I'm not getting notifications, and then you look and you knew you were subscribed, and somehow you're not anymore. So go resubscribe to your favorite channels, including Bill's.
Hmm.
Yeah, I didn't get a notification. That's so weird.
I did not either. No.
I'm subscribed to a bunch of channels, but there's only a few that I'm like, I want to make certain that I get notifications from, and Bill's one of them, and I didn't get it.
We got bubblers. Bubblers in school. There we go. It's not just me.
We're not alone.
T-Y-M-E.
Well, it's how we say Wisconsin, too. People are like, say Wisconsin. I'm like, Wisconsin. It doesn't sound funny to me.
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
Yeah, you're here.
The bratwurst. Oh, my God.
Oh, hey, should we show a couple pictures quick? Do you guys want to see a few photographs from our journey?
Yes.
No?
Yes.
It's going to be hard to do with one screen. Let me see here. I'm going to share a couple.
And when Kerry's gone, I don't talk to him. Every once in a while, I'll see a picture.
Let's see. This works.
Oh, Kerry, remember when we were at Culver's? Remember that kid that was taking our order?
No.
The kid that was taking our order, he looked at your shirt and what we were ordering, and he thought it was.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So Adam, before coming here, Jen and I went to Culver's, as you do, and the kid at the counter, we had the weirdest order, right? Yeah. She's getting cheese, no bun, plain, a la carte menu, just water on the side. And the guy's, I'm like, sorry, this is probably the weirdest order. He's like, no, that's what I get. He's like, I'm do like carnivore. I'm like, we're carnivore too. And he just started talking. And what was the first thing he said? Who's his favorite doctor?
Dr. Berry.
Dr. Ken Berry.
Nice.
So of course, name drop. I pulled out the Dr. Berry picture. It wasn't this one.
Yep.
I pulled out the Dr. Berry picture with the finger up like this, and he was like, "Oh!" I'm like, legit. So there's lots of carnivores out there.
That's awesome.
We'll show a couple pictures quick if you guys want to see a few. I gotta maybe fast forward a little bit. This signifies our 10-hour live stream. We got that little timer to count down for 10 hours.
We were live streaming babies.
Right? This is our Netflix camera that we're actually on. Well, no, we're not on now. We were on earlier. This was way back in the day. That was Adam's Powerball shirt. Powerball. We had a lovely woman at the meetup that wore that design. This was when Emma and I flew out to film. Bill Knott, Alaska. Look at the date on there. That was August 9th. August 9th. Bill's going to be mad at me for showing Bill pictures. There's Daisy. That was the Airbnb Emma and I were at. Let me see. I've got like 5,000 pictures in here, so I'm going to move to more recent. Otherwise, we're going to be here all day. Let's show you guys. This was recently Adam. Well, let me show this one. This is the Jeff DeProsperous one. There you go. Remember that?
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Cold plunge. This was in Chicago. Emma and Alyssa, Healing Humanity. This is when Adam came to my house. So you were at my house like 3 weeks ago, filming me for the documentary, working on the documentary stuff, and I made these steaks. They smoked them, and the dogs really enjoyed them. Look at that smile on Baxter's face. This was the meetup in Thiensville with JT. That was awesome.
I got to say something really quick.
Oh, no, what was that one? Did you see that? Sorry, what did you want to say?
What am I looking at? It's Audra.
That's Audra, yeah.
Yeah.
The next picture was funny.
Oh, the other picture with Baxter and Adam together. Adam, not only is a great photographer, a great videographer, everything, he freaking draws amazing. I'm sorry. I'm like, you a picture of Baxter and Ray, and oh my gosh, that was just amazing. I had to shout that out.
Nice.
Well, thank you. Yeah.
Oh, what's this? What's this picture here?
Yeah, that's the truth.
There it is. Every day. That was 10 minutes ago at Texas Roadhouse.
That's why we got a freaking crate full of cookies over here.
Okay, for everyone freaking out right now, that was a joke. I put it on my teeth and then I put it back down, but it's hilarious. Adam and I have this running gag, right? Do you remember when we were, was it by Maggie?
Yeah.
He took all these pictures of me. I was at the grocery store, like sneaking in and grabbing ice cream out of the thing. So it's our running joke. There, that's really what I eat. That was on the way to South Carolina. McDonald's. That was our Airbnb near North Carolina. That was a cool Airbnb. A little A-frame you can see behind us. That was, what, a couple weeks ago? 3 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
This was Rebecca's house. See, I got a couple pictures behind the scenes there. That was a beautiful setup, too. That was like, like a little window area entranceway. Mm-hmm. Lots of natural lighting. There was a shot in the gym area. And that was after, and we just beat the rain, and we had to get the heck out of there.
Oh.
And then we had to drive 4 hours to South Carolina. Right. This was at Mimi's house. Those are the world famous beef shanks. And those plates on the table there, those are Mimi's custom design. Jen, she designed those, right? Not like just as a hobby. Those were in Neiman Marcus. Those were all over the world. She is legit talented designer. This was years ago before she was diagnosed with Parkinson's.
Her house is gorgeous. I only saw pictures, but the girls wouldn't stop talking about it, how gorgeous it was.
Martha Stewart.
The beef shanks that you were showing, I'm probably going to say the name wrong. I saw her on the sidebar, so I don't know if she's still there. I'm probably going to say the name Raquel, if that's how you say it. She actually Facebooked me and showed me a picture of the beef shanks that she made because of you and Mimi.
Oh, that's cool. A lot of people are making them now. It's good. We're going to have a revival on those things.
I hope I said her name right.
This was the view outside Mimi's porch, her balcony, and that is the bridge she runs up several times a week. And it's a mile, and it doesn't look that steep. It's very steep. You're running straight uphill. She's a warrior. Adam and I chased after her with the camera equipment. This was the inside of her house. That's a painting. You guys got to watch the documentary to learn more about that. That was a pretty cool picture on her balcony. There she is. There's the girls with Auntie Mimi.
Yeah, right?
They're like, Jen, I don't know if they told you. They're like, we're going back. We got our license. We can drive down and visit for a while.
And Mimi invited them and me, so we can all go. So you can go to Alaska with Bill. I'll be stuck back here. Oh, that's a good picture.
This was beautiful. This is on the beach in the morning at like 5 o'clock in the morning or something like that. And this was when Mimi would do a cold plunge several times a week.
Yep, see, Audra's on now. I shouted you out, Audra. I said in one of the pictures, there she was.
There's a jellyfish.
That's right.
Jellyfish all over the beach.
Oh, and then she's in the water.
Emma took that picture, I think, Mimi in the water.
Oh, my beautiful girl.
Emma braved the water. I was too chicken to go in with the jellyfish everywhere. And that was at the top of the bridge. We made it to the top of the bridge. Adam's got his backpack on, his camera. I had the gimbal camera, which I think Emma was holding at that point. It was something. But that's a 70-year-old woman you're looking at there that was diagnosed with Parkinson's and was bedridden with a stroke and a blood infection that nearly killed her, and rheumatoid arthritis. And she's running up a mile, no issue whatsoever. Yeah, after the mile run, then she's exercising. This is her regimen. Those are some awesome folks. That was Tammy, I believe her name was, that came to the meetup. And shout out Emma. Emma took this picture. It's a pretty cool picture.
Good pictures.
And that was the highlight of the night, too. Man, we got fed good on this one. We had Mimi. I love this picture because you see this gentleman looking at the meet, and then you see the guy in the background just totally jealous, and then the woman in the middle is like, oh, when are we going to get our meat? When's our turn? Got a cool picture. That place was incredible. We've been to a Brazilian steakhouse before. The ribeye there was so good, and they kept bringing it.
It was one of the best.
They were fast. I almost had to, I didn't want to turn from green to red, but they just kept bringing it. There's Mimi. I got to be careful because I got some random pictures in here as well. Oh, no, these are good. There's Adam. That was at the Brazilian steakhouse. Here's Mimi and Emma, and this is like a magazine picture or something, like so stylish. The woman in the background too. That was just after we left Mimi, so went our separate ways. But South Carolina was nothing like I had imagined.
Look at that light.
Gorgeous.
I love the light. Oh, my babies.
There's the ladies.
Oh.
That was just as they were saying bye to Mimi, so it was a little sad. And then what did we do after that? We got in the car and drove like 2 hours or something to Columbia. Man, it's all a blur.
Yeah. Right.
This was yesterday or 3 days ago. This was me in the airplane coming to Boston. I did not have a window seat, so I had to get creative and get a little shot. That's actually Boston down there. That was just before landing. This was outside the airport, air traffic control. That's one heck of an air traffic control. They got an office building built into one. It's kind of cool looking. Cool. This is Adam getting ready to film Seafree. Getting all the equipment and the gear. This was the day before we filmed Professor Seafried at the college, getting some B-roll shots outside of the Boston College sign and exterior.
You're pretty sneaky. I never know you're taking any
pictures. Look at this background. Like, I don't know, I can't even describe it. There's these purple trees and there's flowers everywhere. Everything's perfectly manicured. It was like, man, should we be paying admission like we're in a botanical garden or something crazy?
That other picture with all the flowers, I said, did Adam specifically take that picture for me? That one.
He's actually taking video right there on the side.
They're my
favorite. You guys have to watch the documentary to see that one.
Aww.
And that was Professor Seafried's office there behind us. So we went in and scoped it out, which I'm thankful we did because we would never would have found it the day. It would have taken 3 hours.
Yep.
Saint Ignatius
of Loyola.
And there he is, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Professor Seafried, in the lab.
Inside the lab.
Yeah, so that was pretty awesome. We have a lot more pictures than that, but those were some of the more recent sort of cool ones.
I got one picture that I want to share.
Yeah, let's do it.
Sort of a behind the scenes, and not sure if this scene will make it into the movie or not, but I think it should at some point in the series after if it doesn't make it into the movie.
Have I seen this one yet?
You haven't.
Oh, I haven't seen it either. I get to see it with you guys. This is exciting.
Let's see. Present, share screen, and then I'll have you kind of commentate on it, but don't give away too much. Let's see. Window.
Thank you. I'm reading the comment.
So.
Oh, my.
Oh, wow. Is that a still photo?
That's a still photo.
Wow. See, Adam's an incredible photographer. That was sneaky. I didn't know you took that one. That's crazy. Man, I love that one.
Is that
is in the forest, the woods of our property, where Jen's at right now.
Yeah.
And this is when Adam came several weeks ago. Jen and I went for a walk. Now that we're both carnivore, we're doing walks regularly. And we went for a walk, and there was a log right in the middle of the path. And I was like, yeah, that's where me and Adam were filming. I was sitting on a log right there.
Yeah. It was right in the middle. I'm like, what is this doing here?
Man, that is a cool shot. I don't know if you guys can tell that either. That's the sun right behind me. Man, it looks so cool in black and white.
Yeah. So there's a reason why I did it in black and white, because you're talking about something very serious.
Yeah.
At this point, something that wasn't as happy.
Right. So this was you guys are gonna have to watch the documentary eventually to see it all. But Adam filmed me, and a big part of my journey is overcoming depression and anxiety. I suffered from many years. I was on all sorts of medications. Well, we had to talk about that a little bit in the documentary, and then how eating proper human diet changed that for me. And this was a good location to do it. Man, we should have filmed it all in black and white. That is such a cool picture, because look at the highlight around the side there. That is awesome.
Adam, what do you charge for that? I'd like one of those.
No, you don't get one.
It's free for you guys.
You'll see it on the wall next time you come.
That is awesome.
Wow.
Good job, Adam. See what I'm saying? That is legit. I've never seen that either. I saw the video. I didn't know there was a still.
I have lots of photos that I haven't shown anybody.
What's going to happen with
I have to actually go through. So yeah, definitely going to make a photo book of the creation of this documentary. So that's something that's important to me, that, life speaks through images, at least for me, artistically. So I want to share that with everybody.
That's really awesome.
You're very talented. That's amazing.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
That's going to be so cool. I'm visualizing some of it now just to be able to flip through. So that's 2 books that we're considering doing, as if we don't have enough. the book Adam just talked about, and we're working on, huge shout out again to the team, Dan and Stan, the dynamic duo, are working on a book of carnivore testimonies, inspiration. Imagine you just had a book and you could plop it open to any page and there's some incredible carnivore turnaround story. I overcame type 2 diabetes. I lost 100 pounds. I struggled to start a family with my spouse, and now I was able to have a baby after working with Dr. Kiltz. Thousands and thousands of those testimonials we are currently gathering and hoping to put into some sort of book.
Yes.
It's going to be awesome.
Can't wait for that.
It's going to be fun just to have it on the desk. I'm a little bored today. Flop it open to page 400, and there's just an incredible testimony right
there. About inspiration.
Yeah. Here we go. We got a question from Kathy, maybe? Help! Help! Carnivore just 8 days. Stopped snoring. How many people stop snoring in 8 days? You never would have think, but I hear it all the time. Jen, you too. You stopped snoring, I think, in 5 days. Knees were feeling better. Sleep was unbelievably better. You were doing so good, Kathy Giddings. Then asked to make taco salad for Saturday dinner, and I kept betraying my truth. Help! What should Kathy do?
Just make a commitment to yourself. You be the captain of your own ship. There's not much I can say on that because it's a little bit more easy for me because I have an autoimmune condition. So it was like, I need to do this.
Yeah, or else.
Yeah. So if I don't, this is going to get worse and potentially spread and cause other issues. So for me, it was just a decision that I made. I'm doing this now. So. Right.
Yeah. Try not saying I'm going to do carnivore forever, but you can do it for 30 days without cheating. Especially look at all that happened to you and really, Kathy, think about it. When you're snoring, you're probably snoring your whole life. When you're snoring, you're not getting good sleep. You're weak. You're tired. Your immune system isn't as strong as it could be. You're getting sick. You're getting cold. You're getting headaches. You're getting all these downstream effects. You're eating food like taco salad that's inflammatory. You're getting inflammation. That causes issues, as we learned from Professor Seafried. There's so many things that could go wrong down the road because of the decisions you're making now. People don't think about those. They're only thinking about the here and now. But I encourage you, Kathy, think about the future. What if you don't do this and you continue doing whatever you did that got you to this point? Years and years of chronic inflammation will lead to cancer eventually, or Alzheimer's, or dementia, or type 2 diabetes, or heart disease. So you got to have a powerful why, but that would be my advice for you. Just say 30 days. And then you can have taco salad on day 31. But just commit to 30 days. And anybody can commit to 30 days. You can totally do it. And keep this in mind too, Kathy. This is the last thing I'll say. You've been doing this for 8 days. Some people are like, well, I'll just have a little cheat day now, right? I did good for 8 days. You can't do that on carnivore like you could on Weight Watchers. Your body was in ketosis. You hit day 8 and your body was in ketosis. You switched from burning sugar to burning fat for fuel, and your body was loving it. Your inflammation went away. You stopped snoring. You have that cheat day, right? Now you're no longer in ketosis. That's fine. You can get back into ketosis, but it's not like instant. It could take you several days again. So keep that in mind too. I'm not trying to badger you on this. A lot of people don't realize that. A lot of people think, oh, I did Weight Watchers. I did good all week. Now I'm going to have a cheat day. Doesn't work the same as Weight Watchers. Weight Watchers doesn't work at all, by the way. No, doesn't work the same as Weight Watchers. Does not work the same as Weight Watchers. No. You have a cheat day on this, it could be a week. And maybe if you think about that more, that taco salad is not going to be so appealing. Look at all the work you did over those 8 days. Just continue it for 30 days because what you're feeling within 8 days, that is incredible. Stop snoring, knees were feeling better, but you haven't even scratched the surface yet. You have things wrong with you, Kathy, you don't even realize are wrong with you. You have aches and pains and your lower back hurts and you got brain fog, but you don't realize it until you get away from it and you get out of it. So do it for 30 days. You can do it.
Isn't it weird talking to Kathy, but her name says Canon?
Right.
We're talking to a camera.
Right. Yeah, we got a little bit of a different setup. Jen, do you like our setup now?
I'm still trying to figure out how you're doing it.
Yeah, normally we're talking into the camera, but Adam's got our camera hooked up with a wire coming into the computer, which is, I'm going to have to start doing this.
I was going to ask, but didn't want to get into it. But yeah, that looks really good.
It's just a little trickier because I'm used to looking here instead of there. So every time Jen's talking, I'm trying to look there, which is like, keep Hey, I was the lady with the Powerball t-shirt at South Carolina meetup. Thanks for the shout out. Be seeing you soon. And her name was Carnivore Memory.
You asked me too quick.
The Powerball shirt. It starts with a J. J?
And ends with an N, I
Is it
thought.
like Janine?
Janine.
Janine! She came to the meetup. Janine.
Yes.
She was awesome. Janine. Right? Janine, is it right? Please tell us if it's right. We absolutely, it was a pleasure meeting Janine. And Janine, aren't you going to be at Hack Your Health if my carnivore brain works correctly? I think she said she might be down there.
I think she did.
I'm sure we will run into you at the event. And hopefully, Janine, you can make it on Sunday around 2 o'clock when Adam and I are giving the Healing Humanity presentation. But it was so nice of you and everyone else that came down to that meetup in South Carolina. That was a great group.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Awesome group of people.
Beautiful weather.
Yeah, fantastic.
No, I was hoping that was the confirmation.
Right? Let us know. Oh, here's a question for Adam.
Uh-oh.
Any pics of you, Adam, 80 pounds heavier? I cannot imagine you being heavy at all. So amazing.
I can't either. I know.
I have a couple, but I'm a professional photographer, so I know how to avoid the camera very, very well. So I made sure that I didn't have any pictures taken of me whatsoever. I take so many pictures of everybody else, and I'll get people in, unflattering poses. I see people in the weirdest positions and poses, and I'm like, my God, I don't want to ever be caught in a picture like that.
Right.
At the wrong angle, and I got my guts hanging over or something or whatever.
Well, no,
I do have them. I can share those.
Yeah, you have to share one. There's one I remember seeing of you in particular,
Right.
floating around. That was kind of crazy. Stay tuned.
See if I can find one on here.
Beth said, any update on Jeff D? Jeff D will be providing his own update later this week. He just texted me. I was yesterday, I think, or the day before, and he said we should do a live stream. I'm ready to go on and do a live stream. I so appreciate, Beth. Everyone cares about Jeff. That's awesome. That's incredible. That's nice. But also, I encourage people, chill out a little bit, because part of what Jeff is doing is focusing on his health, focusing on his family, and that is more important, and he should be doing that rather than updating people on YouTube. But I get it. People are loving and caring, and they want to know. But on the flip side, that detracts from him healing and focusing on his health and things like that. So if you don't hear from Jeff in a while, it's probably because Jeff is focused on his health and focused on his family. But it's a great question because, like I said, a couple days from now, he said early next week when I get back, he wants to do a live stream and give everyone a big update. So I'm looking forward to that. Huge shout out to Jeff DeProsperous, by the way. We would not be sitting here right now if not for Jeff DeProsperous. I learned about Professor Seafried from Jeff DeProsperous. Never would be interviewing Professor Seafried if not for Jeff DeProsperous. So shout out, Jeff. Blessings on my journey. Amazing YouTube channel as well. You got
I found one of my fat.
You found a Fatty McButterpants.
This is after I had lost probably 20 pounds.
All right, so a little 60 over maybe.
Me with my two sons. So there's me on the right, obviously, and my son Derek in the middle, and my son Devin on the left.
Oh man!
So my son Derek is about my height, maybe an inch shorter.
Yep.
And my son Devin is 6'3", almost 6'4".
Wow. Yeah, man. Wow, you look so different.
Yeah, chunky monkey.
Yep. You're drinking water though. That's good.
Yeah, that was for show.
Right.
Probably.
Right.
Yeah. I'm being healthy, right?
There's a couple other floating around too.
Actually, no. This was a Japanese festival in Columbus, and they were giving out free water. So that's why I was drinking water.
Right? You're like, oh, this is horrible.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's me, fat me.
Jen, do you have any makeup? Your skin is absolutely glowing.
Ooh. No, this morning I did, and I wear like dark clothes, and I guess I wore too dark of eyeshadow today because somebody said, "Do you have a black eye?" And I'm like, no, I just I chose to do a little dark today. Right now, I don't have anything. I've been sweating and working outside and doing stuff. Nope, this is me. I know I said it on my YouTube short that YouTube or something does some sort of filter because I'm like, I don't look this good. But no, I'm not wearing anything. But thank you. I appreciate that.
Ellen said, if the girls are with you at Hack Your Health, will they be able to stream when you do your presentation? I don't think so. Probably gonna film it and then edit afterwards.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be able to.
Gonna be tricky, internet and all that stuff. So.
I think each one of the presenters are going to be recorded.
Yeah, and I don't think they'll allow it either, too.
Yeah, that'll be offered to people that paid a premium to get the recordings.
Mm. There was a question up further. I forgot whose name it was. I think it was Diane. She said something about, I got to find it now because it was a really good question. Diane Wilson it was.
Here we go.
Okay.
Please describe carnivore flu. I have 1 day of feeling good, and next 3 to 4 days I can barely function. This has been going on for 6 weeks. Sometimes I wonder if it's good for me. If that's going on for 6 weeks, I think you might need to reevaluate, or something's not going right there, because you shouldn't be having that going on for 6 weeks like that.
Yeah, get some blood work done. Go to your doctor and get blood work done.
Yeah, for sure. Some people get carnivore flu the first week or two, a little bit of issues, but if it keeps going on like that, you should definitely do something different. Get some blood work done. Check it out for sure.
These comments, guys, thank you. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really see the difference yet. I'm not losing much weight, but I'm losing a lot of inches. Like I'm donating my clothes to like Goodwill or something. So that way it feels really good that I'm losing some inches.
That's awesome.
I have a long way to go, but it's coming off.
All right. Can you believe we've been at 2 hours now?
Really?
2 hours. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
Smokes. Yeah, absolutely.
You want to shout anything out? You got any big projects coming up?
Yes, well, sort of. I'm waiting to interview Dr. Georgia Eade, and she's the last doctor in this expert video that I'm putting together. That's doctors being advocates for doctors. So there's going to be 7 doctors in that video, and it's going to take me a long time to edit that one. So not sure exactly when it's coming out, but the information that these doctors have given is absolute gold. So, and I'm doing a secondary video also on GLP-1 drugs.
Nice.
So that should be really interesting too.
That's exciting.
Some very strong opinions on that, and some mild opinions. So
that's cool. Good stuff. Yeah, I don't have any big videos coming up, but if you guys didn't see it, I did a video with a gentleman named Arn, who was a veteran.
Yep.
And 79, 80 years old, almost 80 years old, and was depressed and had PTSD most of his life and found carnivore diet. I just love what he said. He's like, isn't that what you say? And Dr. Barry says, do it for 30 days. If you feel good, go to 60, go to 90. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I just hit 90. And I'm here to tell you, he's like, I have had 0 dark episodes, no depression. And I am happier now than I've ever been. Man went his whole life depressed and anxious, and near the age of 80, this happened for him.
Wow.
That video is on my channel. I put it up a couple days ago. And I got a video coming up soon with my buddy Hawk Force. He's always in the comments leaving great comments. Hawk Force is type 2 diabetes for 12 years, suffered. He's like, 2 weeks and it's gone. Like,
yeah,
it was like, I kind of felt weird, obviously. He's like, it's pretty much easy. Like,
right.
I thought you get type 2 diabetes and you're destined for life to have this. He's like, no, it was like 2 weeks and it was gone after 12 years of suffering and insulin and thousands of dollars in medical bills and doctor's visits. 2 weeks and it's gone. He's like, anybody could do this. So
That's incredible.
that video, I think maybe on Tuesday will be coming out. Maybe Saturday. We'll have to see. Jen, you got anything you want to shout out?
I'm playing a new movie this weekend.
There you go. What movie are we playing?
The Fall Guy.
The Fall Guy.
Yeah.
It's about like a stunt man.
Okay.
Ryan
Gosling.
Didn't there used to be a TV series called The Fall Guy?
It might be. Maybe it's a remake or
Back in
something.
the 70s or something?
Sounds familiar. Emily Blunt and Ryan Gosling. Stuntman. Looks like a fun movie.
It was a little bit longer. The girls and I actually went to go see it because they wanted to see a movie. I'm like, seriously? We're going to be playing it for 2 weeks here.
They go to the competition and watch it, and they don't even watch it at their own theater.
They want Ryan was in it. And I'm like,
whatever. Yeah, I know why they want to see it. There you go.
I don't want to tell them. We got one of those big, huge bus posters.
Oh, wow. For those that don't know, the bus poster is like 6 feet high.
We're gonna fight
Yeah,
over.
that's gonna be in one of their rooms. That's another thing with owning the movie theater. All the posters keep going missing.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. If you enjoyed this video, please share it, share it, share it. Check out Adam at Carnivore today. Jen and I Create Crafts. Bill not in the audience. Jeff to Prosperous Blessings on my journey. Alia Wells. Should I just name everyone that was in the whole thing?
Emma the Carnivore.
Emma the Carnivore.
Outdoor Katie.
Outdoor Katie.
Healing Humanity movie.
Healing Humanity movie. That's the big one. You guys probably aren't subscribed there yet. You're going to miss out because we're putting exclusive content over there. And lots of it, including this. So thank you guys so much for joining us. Have a great night.
Good night. Thank you.
We gotta go all the way over there. Wait, I can press end stream, can't I?
You gotta do the beat noise.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Bye, Jen. Love